Hello and welcome. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to JasonNewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. It sometimes sounds like I'm saying Dooland. Jason Newland, Dooland. Maybe it's just my accent. I don't know. So yeah, hello. Welcome to... I'm going to stop yawning in a minute. Welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name's... I've already done the name bit, haven't I? Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. In the morning, I had a very early night last night. I was in bed about 8:30, I reckon. Just fancy an early night, really. That's about it, really. And so I went to bed. Oh, Vinny's just come in. What's going on? You just woke me up, you bastard. Stop it, Vinny. Hey? We're not going anywhere, Vinny. You can get up here and have a cuddle, but I'm not going out. Nope. I have to have my breakfast first. Oh, here's a weird thing, right? Apparently, all the details about Uncle Sausages has been lost. They didn't know where he was. They didn't know, like he got lost in the system, digitally, I mean. I don't mean his fingers, but, and so they weren't able to organise his final ceremony. It's just... He got to the end, and actually his next of kin said, if she has to cancel the funeral again, she's already cancelled it before, then he's going to end up just having a cremation. Because she has to go away for 2 weeks at the end of next week. So she won't be here to do anything. So it's weird times. But I think it's all sorted out, so it's going to be next Thursday, the 28th. So what day is it now? 23rd? That means Thursday. My birthday's the 26th, on Tuesday. Yeah, my birthday's on Tuesday, everyone. Yeah, 32. Not bad, is it? Looking pretty good for 32. 32. It's weird because I think of 32 and I still think that that's old. It's weird, isn't it? I think once I reached 30, I didn't feel young anymore. Not young as in myself, but just in society. I didn't feel any different inside. I mean, when people say, you see people in their 70s who say, I still feel like I'm 14 years old. Like, I don't feel that way. Apart from the fact that I can't remember what I felt like when I was 14 years old. But I don't feel, physically, I don't feel the same as I used to when I was younger. Mentally, I don't feel the same. So, I'm not quite sure what they mean when they say, still feel the same as I did. I don't know if it's just, is it because that sentence has just been used lots and lots, and people are used to saying it, and it doesn't exactly represent perhaps what the person's feeling or what they're trying to convey, but just the overall sense, though, of I don't feel as old as I look. I don't know. What did I do yesterday? Before I tell you about my dreams. By the way, there will be a Q&A Friday today. Because it is Friday. But it's very early. Well, it's early in the morning. It's too early for me to do a Q&A Friday. I have to be awake to do that, and I'm not awake yet. So yesterday, I'll do that later. Yesterday, I ordered some stuff because I'm trying to get stocked up for the future. I don't mean the future as in the next 100 years, but just, the next, the remainder of the year, really, I suppose. So, over the last week or so, couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I got enough black bin bags, rubbish refuge bags, to last me till the end of the year, probably to the end of next year, actually. So I'm buying stuff in bulk or just buying lots of it, multi-packs, stuff like that. Not lots of it, but I got a bunch of mouthwash, so that's Plaques, is it? Plaques. So that is, I got 1, 2, 10 of them, so that'll last me for a while. Got washing up liquid, that'll last me, that definitely to the end of the year, that might last me to the end of next year again as well. I got 400 black bin bags, so that's going to last a while. And then I've got 120 toilet rolls. Admittedly, I'm nearly through one pack, but that was 2-3 weeks ago I got them. So I don't mean I got through a whole pack of 120 in 3 weeks. No, I mean I think they're packs of 12 or packs of 10, I suppose. 12 in each one, and then 10 packs. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? So I've got enough toilet roll probably to last me to the end of the year. And other things I've ordered is deodorant, toothpaste, there is other stuff and I can't think what it is. What is it? Toothpaste, deodorant, I'm going to look it up. You haven't got to move any. You ain't got to move. What are you moving? moving for? Right, let's have a look. Oh, okay. So I've ordered in bulk wet wipes. Deodorant. Oh yeah, Dove soap. So I've ordered loads of those. Not loads, but about 12, I think. I got ordered in bulk Tetley original tea bags. And toothpaste. Dove soap. Okay. Oh, it's just saying stuff's dispatched. Right. That wasn't quite as exciting as I thought. Yeah. Oh well. So yeah. Oh, I think he's licking my feet. So I'm just trying to get stocked up really, just as a, I don't know, not safety measure, but it's just a practical preparation for the winter. You know, just getting stuff in, not getting stuff in. That'll be for Christmas. Yeah. I can't think what else that I might need. Oh, water. Yesterday I got, because I do drink bottled water, if I can talk properly. So I've got 8 packs of 12, however many that makes. 100, no, is it 90, 94 or whatever. So yeah, I got them all on my shelves over there. So it's just little things like that, because the delivery charge, sort of, if I get a delivery, if I get a big delivery or a small delivery, the charge is the same amount of money. So I might as well try and well, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Try and get a bit stocked up, but maybe occasionally get a big delivery. It's weird. I get a certain sense of satisfaction when I look over to the bookcases and see all those bottles of water, all stacked up, knowing that I'm not going to run out anytime soon. It's quite a nice little feeling. And this is what I used to do in the past. I used to always have, not always, but when I first moved in here, because I had a bit more room rather than just one little bit of space, which was a room that I used to live in, and various different rooms. You know, I had a bit more space in here when I first moved in, before I filled all those spaces with rubbish. And so I used to stock up on everything. I mean, I had probably about, yeah, wow, so much stuff. There was nowhere to put the stuff. I had it like all over the bath, the edge of the bath, cans of deodorant. It's just had so many bits and bobs. I did give quite a bit of it away, but I was getting it from the supermarket, and this is back when things were a fair bit cheaper, actually. You know, you get a lot of special offers and things were really, really sometimes very cheap. It doesn't seem to be that way anymore, but it's alright. I mean, maybe I need to go into the supermarket to find these deals. Perhaps I'm going to struggle to find them online. Not struggle, but it's probably easier to see it with my eye, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Had some dreams last night. And my voice is a bit croaky. It's always like this when I first wake up. I was born under a wandering star. I have to check. I always have to. That's my croaky voice check. Yeah, my dream was very chaotic. Very chaotic. So I wouldn't even know where to start. There's one dream, and I think I was living at home with, like when I was 15, 14, I was living at home. The weird thing about it, it's never in the house. It's never in the house that we lived. Sometimes it's the same people, but it's always in a much bigger house, like a huge place. I mean, that house we lived in could have been big if it wasn't for all the people. Because a big room turns into a small room when you fill it full of stuff, doesn't it? It's no longer a big room. If you've got a sofa, I mean, it's still the same size room. I mean, mathematically. But if it's all cluttered and you got a nice sized room, but if you put a big table in the middle or taking up, it's no longer, the word room isn't really correct now, is it? Yeah, because it's a room. Yeah, but if there's no room, then it's not really a room. Because it's called room because it's room, there's space to maneuver. But if there is no space to maneuver and there's no room to actually do anything because you've got stuff in the way, then it's not really a room, is it? This is frying my own brain. That is something that I don't really enjoy, obstacles. So in here, in my living room, there's a big. Okay, it's not a big room. It's okay, but it's not cluttered. Okay, it's a bit cluttered. But between me and the other wall, the other side of the room, because I'm sitting in a it's a old reclining 2-person, as in me and Vinny only, reclining thing that my friend gave me. It's old. It's probably about 20 years old, I'd say. It's an old thing. But it's okay. It's fallen apart, but it's okay. So am I, so hey. And it's against the wall. Not right against the wall, but, it's near the end of the other side of the wall. So facing the other wall, there's two tables together, like two desks together, and the TV's on top of those desks. And apart from a chair, which to be fair is in the way at the moment, but generally there's nothing between me and the telly. It's all space. And you could argue, well, you wouldn't be able to see the telly if there was something there. If you put a bookcase in the middle of the room. Well, no, I wouldn't put a bookcase in the middle of the room, would I? That'd be silly. I mean, I have less bookcases than I do now. I've got 3 to the left of me. And, I cut down my book collection. So I haven't got as many books anymore. But the shelves where there's no books, there's bottles of water. Oh dear. I'm so proud of that water, it's weird. But I'm not into clutter. As in, I like to be able to walk through without banging into things. So, I would never have, like my friend, he'd have his sofa, and they'd have this big wooden, like a coffee table thing. It was big, and it seemed to take up half the room. He'd have it in front of the sofa. But he didn't really use it. It was just there. He had something to the left of him. That's where he would put his drink. And, like with me, I've got a little table thing to the right of me. That's where I put my stuff. That's where it all goes. And I was like, okay. You don't need that big obstacle, because I bang my leg on it so many times, and it took up the whole room. Well, not the whole. You had to walk around it. There was no space. And also, because he was a sociable person, he had 2 settees for visitors. I don't want visitors, so I've got just this. Now, originally when I moved in, to avoid visitors, I had 1 chair. 1 single chair. It was a recliner. It was a really, really cheap version of a lazy boy. It was called Can't Be Asked Boy. It's very late. It was 150 quid, I think. And it started falling apart. I think it started falling apart before I got it out of the box. But I liked it. It was a bit too squeaky-ish. A bit too squeaky. But I liked it, It was an okay... Yeah, it was alright. It was okay for me and Andre. I'm not sure how Vinny would have got on with it. I mean, I reckon it'd be disintegrated by now. But if I still had it, I must have had it for at least 5 years. 5 years? Six years? I don't know how long I've had this. Because the weird thing about it is I remember carrying it up with Luke, and it's the heaviest sofa I've ever carried, ever. So heavy, and we carried it upstairs, which wasn't a good idea. I mean, it's a fair few years back, but still I had to lie down for about 2 hours because of my back. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. How strange. I remember it just in a sense of how much hassle it was. But I still had Andre at the time. Definitely still had Andre. So it would have been before, yeah, probably about 5 years ago then. Yeah. See, it's got two chairs, right? I'm in the right one, the right side one. The left one doesn't get sat in by anyone. It's always got stuff on it. If someone insists on coming in here, knocking on my door, they can sit on the other chair, which is what I use when I'm at the desk, or they can sit on this chair and I'll sit on that other chair. I don't sit next to people. I don't. I just no. I like my space. I'm not saying I would never sit next to someone, because there are circumstances where I probably would want to sit next to someone, but it would take a bit of getting used to. But, generally, it's nice to have my space. I do think, though, because I see some people and they've got, I was going to say old married couples. Just some people I see, they've got their own chairs in the living room. Maybe they're next to each other, maybe they're different sides of the room, but they've got their own comfortable chairs, or maybe one person sits in their own chair and the other person sits on the sofa. And I wonder, if they've been together a long time, from young, they probably didn't sit in separate chairs if they was in their teen years or their 20s. I'm just guessing, they possibly wanted to be as close together as possible, physically. So I'm wondering, how do you introduce the new chair? How do you introduce sitting separately? And I know people that they're married, and I don't know why they're married. They sleep in separate beds, lead completely separate lives, and don't really have anything to do with each other. What is the point in that? Well, seriously, what is the point? That's, yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, because I think if you to feel like you're a lodger in your own home is not a good situation to be in. And I know what it's like to be a lodger, because I've been a lodger many, 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 many times. Many times, way too many times. Probably everyone knows what it's like to be a lodger, but I've just lived in so many different places over the years. It's ridiculous. And it's weird because I've been here for 10.5 years. is it half years? April, May, June, July, August. Well, 10 years and 4 months. And still kind of like, wow. I'm not even used to it yet, really. Well, I am, but I'm not. And I've never decorated other than the very basic decoration when I first moved in. Just filling in the gaps, making sure the walls are the same. Never cared about that because I never really thought I'd be here for long. I just didn't expect this to last. So I've never really... The walls are the same colour they were when I moved in. Pretty much. I put a carpet in and it's the same carpet. It's one of those thin, cheapy ones. I haven't, the doors have fallen apart. It's the same doors as when I moved in. Really, they're not nice doors. And I do wonder, I mean, you think of all the pleasure I'm getting from looking at those bottles of water stacked up. Maybe if I had a new door, I'd be even happier. Or nice pink walls, or yellow walls, or I like pastel colours, like blue, pink, yellow. Green's okay, but definitely blue, yellow and pink. They're probably my favourite colours. Pastel. There's something soft about that. I like soft colours. Very gentle. Not too... Just colours that don't... They're not demanding, Don't demand your attention. They're just happy for you to notice them. If you notice them, if you don't, that's also fine. Let's just have peace. Yeah, so pastel colours I like. Maybe I should do that. But I'm not really a decorator though. And also I've got a lot of soundproofing up in here. So to take the soundproofing down, I'd have to get new soundproofing. And because I've got quite a lot of soundproofing, it probably does make a difference that I'm not aware of. Because if I took it down, it might... I'm guessing it'd be a lot more echoey in here. It might make no difference whatsoever, and I just wasted my time with it all, but I'm not sure. I think the council have been round and they're starting to do something with the flat downstairs, because they put one of those key lock things on the door, the front door, so that workers can come and go and get in and out, which makes me think that, I don't know, maybe they've changed the locks. I don't know. I mean, if they did that, it must have been on Monday when I was out, because I didn't not heard any drilling or anything. In fact, I think it was there on Monday when I got back. Yeah, because I was out I left at 1 and I got back about 4:45. So they'll be banging around down there, and I don't really know what they do. I don't know what the council do. Not really. I mean, I suppose they've got to check the electrics, check everything's all tidy and stuff, but don't know what they do. I mean, if the place is full, then they've got to empty it. So that, I mean, luckily the council, I've done a lot of stuff's already done for them. I've packed, I got rid of about over 50 bags, maybe more, of rubbish, and I've also packed probably another 50, if not more, all upstairs in his flat. The council told me initially they wanted the stuff moved out, and then I spoke to them. They said I could just leave it in there and they'll come and do it. So okay, so I've made the job a lot easier, a lot quicker for them, because really most of the stuff is just furniture now, other than the stuff that's bagged, but that'll take 10 minutes to take that downstairs if they've got more than one person. The furniture, well, they should have more than one person, shouldn't they? Because they won't be able to get the furniture down otherwise. Yeah. And yeah, so once the furniture's out, I don't think it's just be about tidying and cleaning up, taking the carpet up. Yeah. I mean, what is it now? Still August. There'll be someone new in there probably by October. No, they won't, because they've not started coming in yet. So, fingers crossed there won't be anyone here till... No, wait a minute. No, yeah, fingers crossed. Nothing before the end of the year. So maybe not till next year. Because just from experience, what's likely to move in is, yeah, it's going to be a lot of noise and stuff. You seem to have two types of people: those that let the door slam and those that don't. And those that let the door slam, generally there's sort of a bit of chaos there, because they don't care, they're not being considerate. Those that don't let the door slam are being considerate towards the other neighbours. It's weird. That's what it's like here anyway. I think one of the people that lets the door slam downstairs, she's nice person, so it's not really out of vindictiveness. She's just not thinking about. I don't know. I'm not sure she hears it. She might not be able to hear it slam. There's also people that perhaps can't hear the noise they're making, so you can't really blame them for that. But the one next door to her is ironic, because when she first moved in last summer, she said, "I wish they wouldn't slam her door next door. It shakes the whole flat." And I said, "I know. It's horrible, isn't it? That's why we try and tell people, we hope that people won't let their door slam, because it shakes the building. And it's noisy, it's very loud, because it echoes." And she said, "Oh." And then a few days later, she's letting her door slam. And she did that continuously for the next year. I think it's the mentality of, if you can't beat them, join them. And I've never really understood that one. I do wonder how people can let their door slam so often, though. I mean, I've heard it downstairs go 17 times. I realise it's probably a bit sad that I'm counting them, but 17 times in just a few minutes. almost like they're like letting it slam, then opening up, pushing it open, and letting it slam, then just repeating that 17 times. Like, why? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Why? Why? Yeah. I mean, sometimes my door slams. If I don't catch it, or if I've got a visitor and their natural reaction is just to let the door slam, which is possibly something I would do if I didn't know the door slammed, you know? Because not all doors just slam shut, do they, when you let go of them? Because these are fire protection doors, very, very heavy, and they're designed to slam shut. So it's not really anyone's fault, because that's their design, because they're designed to close on their own. But do they have to slam? Can we not put some kind of silencer on them? I figured if you put some kind of fuzzy tape just on inside the door, on the door frame, that would probably take the shock, like a shock absorbent, that would turn it from a bang to a tss, just a little sound, which means we wouldn't hear it. I mean, I'm not hugely affected by anything that goes on downstairs. The door slamming, I'm used to it. It's just one of those things. Upstairs, however, we don't have door slamming, and never have done since I've lived there. So if the person next opposite me is another door slammer, it's going to be, wow, annoying. Yeah. I wonder if I could I might actually look into that to see if there's anything I can do to fix the door from slamming, or from making a big noise when it does slam. But also doesn't affect with the reason the door slams, so it's still sealed and everything. Just a little buffer, a little something to it, a little something. Oh, come on, give me a little summer. Oh, no, I don't mean like that. Yeah, I might look into that today. Do a little bit of research. Yeah. So that's my little. I haven't told you about my dreams. I had this dream and I kept trying to get somewhere, and it was like a job interview, and I needed to be there by a certain time. And the person no, it wasn't even a job. Was it a job interview, or was it just to start the new job? It might have been to start the new job. I just couldn't get there. I did get there in the end, but I was struggling so much, and I was getting distracted by other things. And when I did get there, there was some weird seminar going on. And then I think there was vampires involved for some reason, or some kind of really weird, very weird behaviour. I've no idea why I had that dream. Very strange. Very strange indeed. It's too late now. Now I've been talking, I've forgotten the dreams. What else did I do yesterday? Yeah, not much really. Friday, Thursday. Yes, I ordered stuff online to get delivered, and today I'm gonna do Q&A Friday later. I've gone from one question last week, so I didn't do one, to about, I think, 12 questions this week, so it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be quite a hefty recording. Yeah. And that, I think, is it. I want to go and get my breakfast because I'm hungry. At least I didn't fall asleep during this recording like I did yesterday. I literally fell asleep. I edited out the snoring, but I was gone. And that hasn't happened this time, although it nearly did just then. But I'm in need of food. Food. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. And be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye.